Hello everyone, welcome to English Pod. Today I'm here with Erica.
Hi, Marco.
And I'm Marco. And we're bringing you a grade elementary lesson about a situation at an office.
That's true. Today we're going to learn some phrases for asking for time off.
Right, asking for time off.
Or asking for leave.
Asking for leave,
Yep.
right. Right, so we're going to give you some great phrases and vocabulary for when you want to ask for leave. So let's just listen to our dialogue today. We're at an office where Liv wants some time off.
Mr. McKenna, do you have a second? I need to talk to you about something.
Sure, Liv, what can I do for you?
Well, I was just wondering, you see, I know I've used up all my vacation days this year, but my sister's getting married and the wedding is overseas and, well...
You want to take some time off, is that right?
Well, sir, I was just hoping I might be able to take some unpaid leave this year.
What dates are you planning on taking off? I'll need at least 2 months' notice so that I can plan for your absence.
I was thinking of taking off from September 1st until the 30th. Would you be okay with that?
Well, I guess so.
Well, it sounds like the boss wasn't too happy about Liv's request.
Well, she wanted to take off for 30 days, so...
I guess that is a long time.
That is a long time. I wish I could do that.
Yeah.
Okay, we have some great words for you today, so let's start with our language takeaway.
Language takeaway.
4 words on our language takeaway today. Erica, why don't you tell us the first one?
The first word is vacation days.
Vacation days.
Vacation days.
So what are vacation days?
Basically, it's the number of personal leave days. So the number of days that you can take to go on vacation.
How many vacation days do you have?
Yeah, I think I have not so many. I only have 10 vacation days.
10 vacation. Well, in some countries, 10 vacation days is normal. In other, I guess it's 10, 15, even 20, I've heard.
Yeah. Well,
Vacation days.
we can't take too many vacation days or else we won't make any more podcasts.
I know. Why don't we look at our second word? Overseas.
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 When you travel overseas, you travel over the ocean.
Over the ocean to another country.
Exactly.
Okay, overseas. Okay, and our third word for language takeaway, unpaid leave.
Unpaid leave.
Unpaid leave.
So this is time off without pay.
Without pay.
Simple.
Right, unpaid leave. And our last word, notice.
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 So we have some great examples on how we use notice, and from these examples, I'm sure you'll be able to understand exactly what they mean.
Hey, I wanted to talk to you about taking some time off soon, if that's all right.
Absolutely. Are you planning a vacation?
Yes, actually, I'm hoping to visit family overseas. It's been years since I've seen them in person, and I'd like to take a few weeks off if possible.
That sounds wonderful. Any idea how long you'd need?
Well, I was thinking at least 2 weeks, but to really make the most of it, I'm considering a little extra time. So 2 weeks with my vacation days, and maybe an additional week as unpaid leave if that would be okay.
That sounds manageable. It's good to hear you're making this trip happen. Have you already checked your vacation day balance?
I have. I've got just enough for the 2 weeks. But to be honest, I feel like if I'm going that far, I want to make the most of it. So I'd love to add a 3rd week if I can take it as unpaid leave.
That makes a lot of sense. Actually, when would you like to go?
I'm thinking sometime next month. I'd like to submit the notice soon so there's plenty of time to prepare.
Good idea. Giving advance notice definitely helps with planning on our end, too. We can arrange for any tasks you handle to be covered.
Perfect. I've already started putting together a list of what I'll need to pass off while I'm away. I just want to make sure everything is covered so it doesn't cause any interruptions.
That's really thoughtful of you. Have you thought about who might take over your main responsibilities?
I was actually going to ask if there's anyone specific you'd recommend. I was thinking of leaving detailed instructions, just in case, for whoever helps out.
That sounds ideal. I think it would be good to bring in 1 or 2 people who are already familiar with your work. That way, if something urgent comes up, they're prepared.
Absolutely. I'll set up some time with them in advance so we can go over everything. I'll even do a bit of training if they need it.
Good thinking. By the way, are you planning to stay connected while you're overseas, or do you prefer to fully disconnect?
I'd like to be as disconnected as possible to really focus on my family. But I can definitely check my email every few days, just in case something really urgent comes up.
I understand. You deserve a true break, especially if you haven't taken one in a while. We'll keep the emails to a minimum.
Thanks so much. I really appreciate that. I'll be sure to give everyone here as much information as they need before I go.
You're definitely being thorough. It'll be a smooth transition with this level of preparation. When are you thinking of submitting your official notice?
I was planning on finalizing it by Friday, if that works. I'll include the exact dates and clarify that it'll be a mix of vacation days and unpaid leave.
That timing works well. By submitting your notice soon, it'll give us plenty of time to coordinate everything. Out of curiosity, do you have any special plans once you're overseas?
Yes, I'll be staying with my family, and we're planning a small reunion. Plus, I want to visit a few places I've never been to. It's going to be a mix of family time and exploring.
That sounds like an amazing experience. Do you think this might become an annual thing?
I'd love for it to be. If everything works out, I'd like to make it a regular trip. Having some extended time really helps when the destination is so far away.
It makes sense. For overseas trips, a couple of weeks at a time feels too short. A full 3 weeks, especially with unpaid leave, gives you the chance to unwind and actually enjoy it.
Exactly. I feel like I'd be rushing otherwise, and this way I can come back feeling fully refreshed.
I think this plan will work out perfectly, then. Just make sure to let us know if anything changes with your travel dates, or if you need more time.
Definitely. I'll keep everyone updated, and thank you so much for being flexible about this. It's a big trip for me, so it means a lot.
No problem at all. You've clearly put a lot of thought into it, and we want you to enjoy this time without any worries. Just let us know if there's anything else we can help you with to make the preparation easier.
Thank you. I'll keep you posted on any updates and submit the notice by the end of the week.
Perfect. Enjoy every moment. And don't worry about things here will hold down the fort until you're back.
I feel a lot better now. I'm really looking forward to this. Thanks again for all the support.
So when you give someone notice, you give them information in advance.
In advance, right.
So if I want to take time off, I need to give my boss notice, advance information.
Right, 15-day notice or a 20-day notice,
Yep.
etc. Great, so that's our language takeaway for today. Now we are ready to listen to our dialogue a second time, and this time it's going to be really slow.
Mr. McKenna, do you have a second? I need to talk to you about something.
Sure. Liv, what can I do for you?
Well, I was just wondering. You see, I know I've used up all my vacation days this year, but my sister is getting married, and the wedding is overseas, and, well...
You want to take some time off, is that right?
Well, sir, I was just hoping that I might be able to take some unpaid leave this year.
What dates are you planning on taking off? I'll need at least 2 months' notice so that I can plan for your absence.
I was thinking of taking off from September 1st until the 30th. Would you be okay with that?
I guess so.
A lot of non-native English speakers sometimes feel quite nervous about asking their boss for time off, hey?
Yeah, I guess it's a kind of a difficult subject.
Yeah, but today we're going to teach you some great phrases that you can use next time you need to ask for some time off.
Great, so why don't we take a look at putting it together?
Putting it together.
Okay, so I'm putting it together today. We're going to talk about some great phrases that you can use when approaching your boss.
Yes. We heard Liv say this.
Do you have a second? Do you have a second?
This is a nice way to make sure your boss isn't busy when you want to ask him something.
Right. But we could also say this in two different ways. Let's listen.
Do you have a minute? I want to ask you something.
Do you have a sec? I need to talk to you.
A great way to approach your boss.
Yeah, I love this phrase. Do you have a sec?
Yeah, do you have a sec? It's really natural. Okay, so you've asked your boss for leave and you want to make sure that he agrees with you.
Yes. And this is how Liv did it.
Would you be okay with that? Would you be okay with that?
This is a great pattern. And we've got 2 other examples of how you can use it.
Example 1.
Are you all right with that?
Example 2.
Will you be okay with this?
Example 3.
I'm fine with that.
Okay, great examples, great patterns, really useful language.
Yes.
Okay, so now let's listen to our dialogue a third time.
Mr. McKenna, do you have a second? I need to talk to you about something.
Sure, Liv, what can I do for you?
Well, I was just wondering, you see, I know I've used up all my vacation days this year, but my sister's getting married and the wedding is overseas and, well...
You want to take some time off, is that right?
Well, sir, I was just hoping I might be able to take some unpaid leave this year.
What dates are you planning on taking off? I'll need at least 2 months' notice so that I can plan for your absence.
I was thinking of taking off from September 1st until the 30th. Would you be okay with that?
Well, I guess so.
I really noticed how Liv in this dialogue used a lot of really polite language, hey?
Yeah, I guess when you're talking to your boss, you really have to be respectful and you have to use really polite language.
What sort of things did she do to make herself seem more polite?
Well, she said a couple of interesting phrases. For example, well, I was just wondering,
Yeah, I was just wondering.
right? It's like, well, she's kind of setting up to ask for a favor or
Yeah.
for something.
And she also used another phrase that I thought was interesting.
Yeah, she also said, I was just hoping that,
Yes.
right? I was just hoping that maybe I could take some time off.
Yeah, again, that sort of doesn't sound too strong, so
Right.
it seems a bit more polite.
Yeah, because if she said, well, I want to take some time off, that's too strong.
Yeah. So I was just hoping.
And then, well, the boss says, okay, well, when do you want to leave? And she says, well, I was thinking of, right? I was thinking of,
Yeah.
again, if she would have said, I want to,
Yes.
too strong, right?
Yeah. In English, sometimes we are careful to not be too direct when we're asking for something, right?
Right, yeah.
Because if you're too direct, you sound a little bit impolite.
Yeah, you sound rude.
Yeah.
Okay, so great tips and great things to take into consideration the next time you're talking to your boss.
All right, guys, we're out of time, but thanks for listening.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word. Have some time, not busy.
Have a second.
Take all of something.
Use up.
In another country across the ocean.
Overseas.
Stop working for a short time.
Take some time off.
Information that tells you about something or warns about something.
Notice.
Agree.
Be okay with that.
Time away from work that is not paid.
Unpaid leave.
Let's try that faster. Time away from work that is not paid.
Unpaid leave.
Information that tells you about something or warns about something.
Notice.
Stop working for a short time.
Take some time off.
Take all of something.
Use up.
In another country across the ocean.
Overseas.
Agree.
Be okay with that.
Take all of something.
Use up.
Stop working for a short time.
Take some time off.
Have some time, not busy.
Have a second.
Stop working for a short time.
Take some time off.
Have some time, not busy.
Have a second.
Take all of something.
Use up.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Have a second. Do you have a sec? I need to talk to you. Use up. I'm afraid I cannot join you for this trip. I've used up all my vacation days. Overseas. I've never traveled overseas. Take some time off. I have an exam tomorrow. May I take some time off today to study? Notice. If you want to quit your job, make sure you give enough notice. You'll need to tell us 4 weeks in advance. Overseas. I've never traveled overseas. Take some time off. I have an exam tomorrow. May I take some time off today to study? Notice. If you want to quit your job, make sure you give enough notice. You'll need to tell us 4 weeks in advance.